Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Arrow Nicely News. My name is Lenny Hernandez. Today is Friday, March 12th, 2021, and thank you all very much for being here with us today. In today's episode, we talk about what Arrow is doing for Women's History Month. We check in with Vitalia Solon to see what they are doing for the homeless in their area. I go into a few of our communities at night to check in with our night owls, our overnight staff, and Arrow does something very special for employee appreciation. You're not going to want to miss any of this stuff, okay? So stay tuned. I mean, what is Arrow Nicely News if not good times persevering? Boom! References! Let's get to the good news. To kick things off, Arrow communities have been selecting women in their memory care neighborhoods, highlighting some of their history. And some of these incredible women are... June from the Township Senior Living was an entrepreneur, owning several businesses during her working years, a founder of the Abundant Life Church, and is honored in the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame for scoring 47 points in one game during high school. Patricia from Fox Run Senior Living is an artist of many talents. She was a professional portrait and landscape artist as well as a sculptor. She also knows spinning and weaving, owning several spinning wheels. And Vitalia from Hudson Grand Senior Living taught French in high school and at Kent State University. She also raised 4 daughters and was a founder of Hudson Montessori School in 1962. Be sure to check out our Facebook page as we continue to feature every single post made by our communities honoring these amazing women in our memory care neighborhoods. Next, over at Vitalia Active Adult Community Solon, residents have been working hard to give back to those most in need in their area, the homeless. For this story, we go over to Katie, the Resident Services Director at Vitalia Solon. Katie!
Hello, Lenny. Yes, that's right. Some of our residents have taken on the task of making these mats for the homeless. They're made from plarn or plastic yarn, and they help keep a person dry when they're exposed to the elements. But let me have you talk to Carolyn and her husband Ron to tell you more.
Thanks, Katie. You know, after you participate in the activities and interact with the residents, there's still plenty of time in your day to fill. I found this project accidentally on the internet, and it is perfect for us. These are the sleeping mats. It can involve many people. Each part of the project takes very little skill. It puts the plastic bags to good use rather than becoming landfill. And best of all, the material that we use is readily available and free. We can socialize while our hands are busy and still feel like we're doing something significant and making a contribution, even if we're just folding and cutting plastic bags.
St. Paul's Community Church in Cleveland has requested 12 of these mats, and since one takes about 700 bags to make, we've got our work cut out for us. So if you'd like to help us and donate bags, we have a collection box in our foyer in the IL.
So I recently went on a mission to a couple of our communities to shine the light, as it were, on some of our less visible employees. Check it out. I stopped in at the Castlewood Senior Living in Nixa, Missouri,
and the Fremont Senior Living in Springfield, Missouri,
to say hello to some of the night staff and to learn more about them and what they do.
I'm from here in Nixa. I've been here since I was about 8, I believe. So basically I had a friend from high school who worked here and she highly recommended it. I've also always liked hanging around like my grandparents, people like that, so I just thought it would be a good fit for me and something that I could enjoy.
What drew you to working night shifts?
I'm actually currently in college trying to get my degree, so it just worked better for me to be able to work at night and have the day just to focus on homework and whatnot. A typical night, well, I get here a little before 7, come in, get shift report. Hopefully it's been a good day. Hopefully everybody's in great moods. We all just hang out, do an activity, kind of wind down for the night, maybe eat some popcorn. I have a few popcorn lovers. And then everyone slowly kind of just makes their way to their rooms on their own, gets tucked in, all that jazz. And then hopefully it's a quiet, smooth sailing rest of the night. So the most challenging thing about working nights is honestly just the sleep schedule and getting used to that. It is not the easiest thing staying awake on your own when it's like 3 a.m. and everybody else is asleep, but you get used to it. So probably my favorite thing is, you know, sometimes residents do wake in the middle of the night, and at that point we're able to just do an activity one-on-one, get some of that bonding time, versus during the day when everybody would be awake and you're just kind of running around frantic trying to split your time evenly. So I really like the one-on-one and getting to build those relationships with the residents. If I were to give any piece of advice for someone who's considering pursuing a job in senior living, I would basically just say to make sure that you're positive this is what you want to do. It's definitely not for everybody, but for the people that do enjoy it, they love it. It's amazing to build those relationships with your residents and just become we really do become their family, especially throughout the whole pandemic and them unfortunately not being able to socialize with their families as much. I feel like they really rely on that social and caring aspect from our staff.
Tell us how you got into working in senior living.
When I was 19, I lived next door to a long-term care facility and I needed a job, so I put in an application and they did on-the-job training, so I got my CNA license while working.
What drew you to night shifts here at the Fremont Senior Living?
It worked better with my schedule. I have a child, and with that and going to school, it's easier to work night shift.
And what does a typical night look like?
First few hours are pretty busy, the last few hours are pretty busy. We come in, do meds, showers, help everyone get to bed, that sort of stuff, and then we do cleaning and charting and rounds in between. And then at the end of the shift, we get people up and do showers and give them meds.
What is your favorite thing about working the nights?
It's not as busy as day shift, so we have more time to spend with the residents and help them with things that day shift may or may not be able to get done because they have so much to do since everyone's out of bed and going around doing stuff, so they have more things going on during the day than we do at night.
What's the most challenging?
For me, switching from a day shift sleep schedule to a night shift sleep schedule when I'm off for a few days and then come back, and going back and forth is probably the most challenging for me about working. I would say if you're a night owl, night shift would be great for you.
All in all, I had a great time learning exactly what it is that our employees are doing overnight to keep our residents safe. So thank you very much to Nicole and Rihanna for showing me around. It was awesome. And speaking of thanks to employees, last Friday was Employee Appreciation Day, and Arrow made sure to shower its employees with a very special message from some very special messengers. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Gilbert Gottfried, and Arrow Senior Living would like to thank you, the accounting team.
But I heard you're working on a big surprise for Employee Appreciation Day. And Amanda and Arrow told me all about you.
Attention everyone at Arrow Senior Living. Listen, this is a big thank you to the new development team for Employee Appreciation Day.
Hey! This is a big thank you to the resident services team. You guys have been doing an amazing job.
Arrow reached out to a few celebrities to tell each department exactly how grateful they are for them.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens who are Aero employees. It's Carol Baskin from Big Cat Rescue, and I am joining the Aero Senior Living Group in saying thank you. Oh my catness, thank you so much to all of the employees for all of your hard work in the past year.
Hello, I'm Anthony Anderson, and this goes out to the night staff of Aero Senior Living, to the team of people who take care of their residents at night. It's an important job, and they could not do this without you.
What's up, Aero Senior Living Sales and Marketing Team? It's James Vanderbeek coming to you on behalf of your bosses who want to send you a very, very big thanks and nod of appreciation. Sales is all about heart, and behind your fearless team leader, Cassie, who may have been Team Pacey, let's just all remember what's important. Let's remember who the creek was actually named after. That's not important. This is not about me. This is about you guys. And so on behalf of your bosses and me, have a happy Employee Appreciation Day. All right? All my best. Keep up the great work, guys.
Thank you to all the Aero employees out there across the country for doing the things that you do. I mean, I'm no James Vanderbeek, but I did once fall into a creek, so, you know, I'm just as good, if not better. So happy Employee Appreciation Day, everybody. Well, everybody, that'll do it for another episode of Aero Nicely News. I am feeling rejuvenated from all of these positive stories that we shared with you today, and I hope that you are as well. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'm Lenny Hernandez. We'll see you next week. For Aero Nicely News, we out.
It's Nicely News at night.